that reflects, exploring news behind every line. Find a hangout where the stories unfold. Go dive deep, let the truth be told. From laughter to lessons, we learn and we play. Change media, we light up your Friday. Cameras rolling, passions ignite. From Nigeria to the world, shining so bright. Entertainment flows through every decree. Celebrating Africa, come join the spree. Tune in and vibe, feel the beats.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Moses, okay? Can you hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear? I think. Okay. So, it's a very happy weekend. It's a very happy weekend, everyone. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you very much for joining me. How are we doing? We're going to just do a quick one, a very quick one. Let's see if it's going to work. As my title suggests, this is my, I think the first official hangout of the year. The first one I had was a Saturday hangout, but today is my first official Friday hangout. So let's see how it goes. Now, as you all know, at the National Assembly, drama did ensue where someone, I wouldn't say someone, the Inspector General of Police came to present a budget. And, the argument was that what he was presenting is different from what was written down. So the question is, why would anybody want to do that? Why is that not a concern? And one of the House of Rep flagged that up, and a very big drama, as if you ask me, really ensued, and people questioned why should that actually happen. So we're going to be looking at that, and that's the police budget at the National Assembly. And there is also another argument that ensued on social media where people then now argue that Tinubu is a one-term president. Do you believe that Tinubu is a one-term president? One-term president. If he is a one-term president, do you think that is because apparently some part of the North is arguing that they would ensure that he does not return. Now the question is that within their, is that within them to stop him, or could Nigerians stop him? Even in discussing that, some of the terminologies or nomenclatures used in that is not entirely palatable. I would explain much further when we start on that. But let me quickly try and see if I can pull up the video once more. For some reason, the video was just trying to play up. So if the video plays, we can look at that quickly and see what I was talking about. That's the budget anyway, the argument that ensued. I think some of you, if you can't see it, oh, okay, it works now. Okay, So let's listen to this argument.
Okay, points of order, Mr. Chairman. Can I recognize Mr. Chairman? Thank you very much. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Chairman, I don't know if I'm the only person, but I doubt. What the IGP is reading is quite different from the document we have in. No, sir, we are all here for budget.
Very important, please.
It's very, very important that whatever they are presenting, all members will be acquainted with it. You can't give me a copy after this. It's not the same thing. The details are not here, like the zonal offices he has mentioned. They are not captured here.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Please, Senator, please. Take it easy. It is our decision within the leadership of this committee to allow IG to summarize his presentation.
One thing that should actually make every Nigerian very inquisitive is, why would something be read? How can you come to such an important meeting and the document you've shared to the assemblyman is different from the one that is being read? What that does is that it gives room for insinuations, for people to begin to insinuate, that something untoward it's happening.
Chairman, we're not in a hurry. We are not in a hurry. We must do the right thing. We are not in the chamber. You are there to wait for and collect it. You have it.
It's not in this copy.
What is written is
A new copy was sent to you. Check and see it. If you don't have the copy, ask for the copy. This is not a big deal. You ask for the copy. The copy is there available.
Chairman,
There is a point of
I'm still on the floor.
To be
I'm still on the floor, Mr. Chairman.
We need the opinion of all the members. Can we allow IG to proceed with what is reading?
No, we don't have
it, please.
Then I will leave.
What are we reading now?
You see, at this point, this is exactly what I had advocated many times with those that came from the third force, that's Labour Party, YPP, and other smaller parties. For instance, when they shared the over 140 million SUVs, if you did not agree with that, if that did not, sit well with you, you have your two legs, you have your voice, you could walk out. Okay? So you can see as this gentleman walked out of this sitting, things turned around very quickly. Just pay attention.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, point of order, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Deputy Chief Whip, Deputy Chief Whip, Deputy Chief Whip, Deputy Chief Whip, Mr. Chairman. Point of order, please. Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, we are here to serve Nigerians, and Nigerians should see us as a very serious institution. We are not against the presentation of the IGP, but I, as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, should have what the IGP is reading. Yes. Exactly. Please let me finish. I represent the structure of this country. What the IGP is reading is different from what I have. And I'm going to ask questions. Let me finish.
Before you finish, I'm the chair of the list.
Okay. So, I think it would only take someone who does not mean well for the people to oppose such a stand. And I would say, by the virtue of the fact that he just small things that people do and they earn your respect. For me, for standing up for what is right, he has earned my respect, right? However, in the same National Assembly, someone was given the permission to speak, and this happened.
by recognition coming from the list coming from the Department of Economy.
Just say I move for the rescission of my first motion.
Okay.
Of my amendment, yes.
I rise to move the motion as the decision move as amended. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I move to rescind the decision, the resolution of the first motion I move.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, sorry, sir. I rise and I move.
I arise to rescind. That means to take back my initial propositions. You see, I understand that people will say this is not a contest of understanding English. Of course, given. But bear in mind that if you're a medical doctor, you must understand science. In the legislative parlance, it is not being legislated in local parlance, it is legislated in a universal language that sadly we have adopted, which is English, and which is also our mode of conversation. So therefore, anyone who is representing a people should and must be able to write and communicate in that language clearly. So I don't know how you could make yourself, do you understand what it means? The Speaker of the House said, can you rescind? And now their trouble take start. Confusion said,
by recognition coming from the list coming from the Department of Economy.
Just say I move for the rescission of my first motion.
Okay.
Of my amendment, yes.
I rise to move the motion as the decision move as amended. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I move to rescind the decision, the resolution of the first motion I move.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, sorry, sir. I rise and I move to the issue to recite
the resolution of the first amendment
moved by first motion.
it can only remind me of this.
The Edo State 2025 appropriation bill of 605 billion 76 million 76. Let me take it again. 506 billion 605 billion. Sorry.
Mumu not too much. You be mumu. You think say they wise. You are a mumu man.
I can't laugh enough. Even if let me ask Mr. Tinubu what said this one now your pickings them.
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy.
Okay, sorry, don't give us your strategy, but having seen everything they've said, what do you have to say, Mr. Okay, calm down now. Since you don't want to talk. Wike, what do you have to say?
Of this.
Why are all of you doing like this? Huh? Just small thing like this. On this Friday handout, I ask you one small question. You start singing. Anyway, Dan Ebola, what's
In the case of Tinubu, he went to Hope 93 of Abiola and put out the manifesto of Abiola, then tweak some things and then put some language, and he calls it renewed hope. In actual fact, it is renewed hopelessness. Why?
Oh dear, Dan Ebola. I did not say you should attack your Oga. I did not say you should attack the person paying your bills. It's a small, very direct something that, I'm just done. You people should not put me in trouble here, please. It's a direct something. Now, people, you all know that in Abuja, the lady that had, the lady that had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend spied her. That's by name Timi Ajayi. I mean, many of you have seen that in the news. I originally didn't want to talk about it, but at some point I decided to talk about it. Is in the by the virtue of the fact that the guy in question showed absolutely no remorse, and when he was, the way he even said it, and I said, at times one would wish that even the law itself can be very quick, because it's not that the guy didn't accept that he killed the individual in question, but he also just said that he had no remorse. Have a listen.
As a gospel singer, but he was caught last Sunday with the severed head of his alleged girlfriend, Salome Adaidu, in Orozo, a community in Nasarawa State. The incident has since left many in shock with questions on why he did it. AIT News spoke with the suspect, who explained that he dismembered her with a knife and cutlass because he wanted to end their one-year relationship.
Okay, that day, I invited her to come to my house. So she came. She was asking me for transport. I thought I didn't have.
Is that everything?
She now came. So when she came, she was not asking me for 3,000. I told her, me too, I don't have 3,000. I'm only managing myself. She said, no, well, I said she will stay like that. She can't stay. I can't go buy no. She can't stay. As she stay, that's how the whole thing starts. She can't say she's hungry. I can't tell her, say, make she relax. Food they come. She can't say, no, wala. Say she go wait till food come. And she can't wait. She can't wait. Oh, her body temperature can't rise. Because she's hungry, they marry her. I can't go marry Indomie for her. She can't carry noodles come. How I won't prepare them? She was asking. I told her it's the way I want to prepare it. She can't say no, I just make sure so I cook and say she nice. I can't cook and she can't nice. She can't nice the thing. She can't go. Her food can't ready. I can't serve her the food. That was how the whole thing started.
The 32-year-old Timileyin Ajayi, currently in police detention, looked unperturbed as we spoke to him.
Let me see who you're chatting with. She can't give me. That was how the whole thing started. I cut her neck.
You carry her go where before you cut her neck?
Inside her room, now I cut her neck.
Okay.
I cut her neck. That was it.
How she can't take enter your bathroom?
I told her to enter my bathroom.
Okay.
She now entered. That was how the whole thing started.
As she entered your bathroom, wait till you come.
I said, make she like that. Put her leg for her hand for that Ocean business. She can't lie down there. Her neck, I can't carry the neck. I cut her. She was not dragging.
Wait till you come.
I went on cutting her neck.
Okay.
That was it.
We still have the father of late Salome here, the victim.
I don't know. Listening to this, I think, in my estimation, I think she may have drugged the girl in question. It is absolutely almost impossible. You tell someone to go towards the wash hand basin and she followed you and she did there, you just cut her. So that the boy is not saying the entire truth, or that the girl was in a state of almost a state of unconsciousness for that to have happened to an adult
who was beheaded by her so-called boyfriend here at the Nasarawa State Police Command, Mr. Samson Adeidu.
Because of the nature of the body, I cannot keep that body till the following day. I have to look for a land in Ukedia, pay people to open ground to dig a grave for me, I was supposed to buy a place for burial, but a pastor in UK decided to give me a place free, and we have to bury those pieces over the night.
The family
That
members
we
of the victim,
understand.
Salome
Anything can
Adaidu,
happen.
who
He
was
could even have
National
claimed that,
Youth
okay, she
Service
wanted to
Corps,
kill him and
was
he
still
did
struggling
it
to
in
come to
self-defense. That we can understand. He could press and maybe he would even win the case. But this dismembered body is what I don't understand.
The Nasarawa State Police Command Public Relations Officer, SP Raman Nansel, told AIT News how the suspect was apprehended.
Upon arrival, they saw a mob trying to lynch an individual. The police rescued him, and in the process, a human head was recovered from the suspect, who was later identified to be one Timi Ajayi, 32 years old.
The police says investigation is ongoing and more details will be provided as it progresses. Ada Onomi.
You know, when you listen to something like this, you just wonder. We basically have, how do I say that? We have really monsters working amongst us. Monsters, because that's what the young man is. A real monster. You know what it means? Because if you listen to the sister, actually, in one of the interviews the sister granted to the BBC, the sister said the following, that the young man pieces her body into about 40 places.
I'm into like 40 pieces, clean pieces.
See? So it means it's not even a small table knife, because as an adult, you have the big bones, the bones here, the bones in the leg. How can you chop a human being into 40 pieces? I mean, that's crazy.
It's just like Elena cow when they arrange for table, put for ground. But your own defense say they don't put them for table, they put them for ground. Innocent Ele, a copper, a promising young lady, very intelligent. On Saturday evening, my sister tell me to say she dey dress up to go out. Then we can't ask her say where she dey go. She can't say she dey go visit a friend. Till Sunday, we no hear anything from my sister again. All of a sudden, I dey on my way dey go back to my station where I dey work. Now I get call on my way going for Gwadimpa. Say make I turn back, they come okay. My sister get accident there. I say no problem, accident. I ask details of the accident. Where did the accident happen? What happened? Police no fit give me any details of anything where they happen. I say to no wahala, I don't they come with the shock and everything where they do me. Now I'll hang for that Duse Junction first for some period of time. Make some calls before I come waka. Come they go okay. When we reach okay, I meet my younger brother and our last born for there. Now I ask them to say where Ele. They say Ele don't die. I say Ele don't die how? The next thing we can't come up for there. I can't go see Ele. I just in a normal like Ele just die, get accident. I come, I see Ele body. The pieces are into like 40 pieces, clean pieces. It's just like Ele na cow when they arrange for table, put for ground. But your own defense say they don't put them for ground. They don't put them for table, they put them for ground.
Man, may the soul of any rest in peace. I think lesson here for every one of us, for the dead, for those of us alive, especially for the younger ones. Please, please, let people know where you are headed to. Share your locations. Please, let people know where you're headed to. And if your gut feeling is telling you that, there is that danger lurks by the side, please, by all means, disappear from the scene. By all means, move away from that vicinity. Probably she may have had some inclinations that if, that if she followed certain instincts, she may still be alive. A girl came on Twitter, X, to say that she almost got killed in that way, because the same individual said that he is a gospel singer, that he is requesting or requiring someone to come and join a band, and the girl basically indicated interest. He just by whiskers is the reason why he didn't go. And what I think the police in this case must also do is, if you look at how that body was cleanly, dismembered properly, one would rather begin to think that, oh, actually there is something more here. It's either the young man in question works within a syndicate, or it's something that he has been doing, because there is no way on this planet Earth that anyone will be able to convince me that this is the first time he's doing that. He's shown, one, he's not remorseful, which in my view make me begin to question the state of his mental health. Two, the professional way of dismembering the body in about 40, as the sister said, pieces, also indicates something that it's not. You know what it means to kill a human being, even if you use the machete, the sound the bones will be making, and you cut it. I mean, you go to the market, when they try to, or if you ever killed a cow and you have these people really coming to dismember those cows, you know how it sounds. And this is not like in a bungalow, in a duplex, but this is a house where tenants or other tenants live. So there must be some level of professionalism that was applied here, that really made that to be a difficult thing for people to notice. Again, like I said before, people have to really be very circumvent. People have to really pay attention when you go out, where you go. And again, we can't emphasize that enough. Tell people where you are headed to. Tell people where you're going. It doesn't hurt to say, I'm here, because maybe, I don't know, maybe it would have been a different outcome. Maybe, who knows, maybe it would have been a different outcome. We don't know. But it's, that's definitely barbaric. What he has done is more than barbaric. Now, let's come to this video where we'll talk about whether Tinubu, or before I get into that, I will say, may her soul rest in peace. Amen. Now, this is the video I talked about earlier.
Can watch.
This is Odumeje.
This is
okay. Now, this young man from the north is actually saying that Tinubu is not going to win the election in 2027. It's still a long time, more than 2 years ahead of time. But before I get into that, let me quickly go back again and see. Even Odumeje himself, was, kind of disturbed by the level of the barbarity that, that girl was meted on, though he's blaming it on someone else.
Internet, you see a gospel singers. You can watch internet, you see a gospel singers that kill one of his girlfriend and cut his head. How many of you saw the news? Who is the person that advised this man to go and kill somebody and bring the head? It is not a pastor, it is a native doctor. These people has nothing to offer. Those native doctor, only thing they have to offer is lie and deceiving young boys. And tell those young boys, you want to be strong like Odumeje? No, not juju Odumeje they do. And they say, wow, I like to be like Ndabuski Pahose. That is why one of them come out one time ago, lie to people. I am the one that give him power. When I come out to look for him, he run. Criminals.
Odumeje, your matter no be here. Your matter no be here. But let's leave it with your followers.
What is your name?
Magda
What is
my
your name?
My name is Magda.
Your name is Mansa.
Magda.
Bansa.
Magda.
Mazda.
Magda. Magda.
Mark it down.
Magda.
Eh?
Magda.
I think at this point, I would confirm that those of you who are attending Odumeje's church, make sure that the next time you go there, don't do your offering. Use that money to buy him a hearing aid. I think he has either he has an ear infection or one of the ears, or two of them is actually blocked. So somebody said Magda. You went to Mazda. From Mazda, you went to Macdown. From Mac, you went to Smack. That's why it's Friday Hangout. Let's.
I have so many power. Le Baduse play Lamante. I have a Abido Shaker. I have never touched those ones. I have the Boost Kabaj. Yes. I have Ganduka Gandusa.
Yakadova, Odumede Yakadova, please. Yakadova. Let's move to the
ABC Nigeria. Nigeria from top to bottom. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Top to bottom.
Okay, so now we've come to APC with their APC national anthem, right? This young man here, let me put clarification here, in as much as this is a political segment now where we would look at what he said, but I need to make some clarifications as he goes on.
Direct message to people from Southwest.
You see, I think his message might be right. That's how he feels. But I want us to always pay attention when we say some of these things. He says he's directing his message to the people of Southwest. Please, my brother, Tinubu does not represent the Southwest. There are millions of Southwest people that voted other people that is not Tinubu, right? So if you have any issue with Tinubu, stay on that lane so that we know where the issue is coming from.
They have been calling us Northerners all sort of falling names, that we are parasites, that we are useless, that they are going to teach us a lesson 2027. Maybe they have baby mentality. They don't know the North. They don't know our history. One state in northern Nigeria is equivalent to the whole of Southwest.
Well, again, this can be considered. It's neither here nor there. I wish Nigeria would allow for a proper digitalized scientific census for us to actually know. My brother, I'll give you an example. You know, if you take Southeast, for instance, and you take North Central, not West, for instance, Northwest is bigger than the Southeast. Multiple times. The entire Southeast is as big as Kogi State, only one state in the North Central, right? Just for us to get. But Northwest is big in all their bigness, in all the largeness of the Northwest. The small portion that is not a fraction of the larger proportion consumes more energy than the larger one. Why? I don't know. Somebody tell me, say maybe these people have a condition, the other ones don't have a condition. I don't know. But all I know is that it's human being that consume those electricity, right? So I don't think it's fair to threaten the Yorubas. You can threaten Tinubu. He's the one you guys voted, not the Yoruba. You guys voted for Tinubu, so you made an alliance with him. You voted for him, so drag him. Don't drag the Yorubas. Okay?
My lecturer once told me something. He said, never ever in your life trust a Yoruba.
No. I disagree. It's not right. These are cliches. These are, these are, how would I say, these are stereotypes. Please, I take God beg you, huh? Please, let's come off it. But you may not trust Tinubu. I give it to you. But because of Tinubu, don't judge Tinubu or don't judge the Yorubas by your disagreement.
He said, if a Yoruba man shake your hand, he mean maybe or no. While in your heart, he mean yes. While in his heart, he mean no.
Are you a mind reader? This lecturer must be a mind reader too. But honestly, stick with Tinubu and leave the Yorubas alone.
He said, if a Yoruba man nod his head, he mean no. They are hypocrite in nature. He said, never ever trust a Yoruba man. I already know the nature of Yoruba. They are hypocrites. They behave like chameleons. Let me assure you people from Southwest that we are going to teach you a lesson. We are going to teach this Yoruba, this direct message to Yoruba land. No any Yoruba man will ever click to power again. What they say and what they mean are two different things. Never ever trust them. They are hypocrite people in nature. Tinubu is OTP, one-time president, period, inshallah.
Okay, finally, your growth is with Tinubu. Tinubu is one-time president. You watching me, do you agree? Do you agree that Tinubu is one-time president? Right? That they never trust the Southwest. Well, it's not about the Southwest. I always cling to my seat when people generalize. When you begin to equate Tinubu to Yorubas and equate P2B to Igbos, no. These are politicians doing their business at the national level, trying to outsmart one another, trying to outdo one another. Do not, it's not, yes, they might come from Southwest or Yoruba nation or the Great Igbo nation or wherever, but it doesn't mean that one equates the other. Please, let's make that demarcation. But where you got me laughing is that you are so sophisticated that you can actually make it that it's going to be the last time someone from the South. I laugh because I say in the larger scheme of things, I say this with love to my northern brothers and siblings. I say to us, una they say anytime una no politics pass, una no politics pass. But when you reach the poverty index, when you reach hunger index, with where you have the fertile land, arable land, massive hectares of land, kilometers and miles of land, yet where do you have over millions of out-of-school children? It's the same. So of what use is this political sagacity? Of what use has it been to you? Honestly, of what use? What, in actual terms, if I may ask so, what is Tinubu's problem to the North actually? Because sometimes apart from the fact that Tinubu has performed worse than Buhari, one is that Buhari was so nepotistic in his appointment, then Tinubu came and he increased the volume. Raise. The man raised it a little bit, right? That is more nepotistic. But apart from that, what exactly has he done more than Buhari? All of you now talking church, all of you were deaf and dumb. deaf and dumb during the time of Buhari. None of you said anything. But Tinubu has come now. Everybody is, oh, he's a one-time president. If somebody asks you now, what did Tinubu do? What are you going to say? Somebody say, what did Tinubu do to you? What are you going to say? It's church or church or church or church. Anyway, don't worry. You see this thing now? Sometimes when you talk about fairness, equity, and justice, it doesn't make meaning to many until you become a victim. As of that time, I would only equivocate. And if I equivocate, I will equivocate like
Today, I want to declare without equivocation.
Oga, drink water. Don't equivocate further. Because your brother in the creek can also even...
Before I go on, let me postulate from the Franz Fanonian dictum.
Oga, your postulation may also lead us into Sapele Road, where we can no longer go front and we can't go back. I mean, you know how it is. When the road is bad, we can't go.
5 days, it is Sapele Road. I know go back, I know go front. I know Giri make you go back. I know Giri make you come. The road, you don't spoil. The people ask, I know Giri make you open the road.
So, you see, the road, it don't spoil. Nigeria, it don't spoil. The people who I don't spoil Nigeria, I know we make will fix them. So all of us, now you make all of us there.
The first subsidy is gone.
Did you hear? First subsidy is gone. Did you hear that? The fuel subsidy.
The first subsidy is gone.
So, when you hear that the fuel subsidy is gone, you would think that the NNPC will be remitting so much humongous amount of money to the national coffers. NNPC, like every other agency, went in to defend their budget. I mean, I wouldn't bore you with the videos of whatever was discussed. But I give it to one of my brothers, Nemeko Bereri, who took time to analyze the presentation made by the NNPC. Why I want to do this is because while the first subsidy is gone, we are supposed to now generate excess money and now be swimming in money. But nobody is asking people where our money is. Nemeka, over to you. Oh yeah.
Guys, good afternoon. Please, I just listened and watched the all over the social media space the presentation on the defense of the budget of the NNPC before the National Assembly by the current GMD of NNPC, and I felt like puking, and I felt like weeping, and I felt like crying. Come on, guys, we need to stop this charade that is going on in our oil and gas industry, especially our National Oil Corporation, NNPC. Nigeria is not the only oil producing state. Nigeria is not the only country that has a National Oil Corporation. Before Brazil discovered oil, Nigeria has already discovered oil. Petrobras, the Brazilian National Oil Corporation, was founded and established in 1970, long after the Nigerian National Oil Corporation, that later morphed up and metamorphosed into the NNPC in 1977-78. Nigeria has crude oil reserve that is almost 3 times that of Brazil. Brazilian National Oil crude oil reserve is 15 billion barrels. Nigerian proven crude oil reserve is about 37 billion barrels, and probable reserve of almost about 50 billion barrels. Today, Petrobras, I went through the books. NNPC is telling the National Assembly that they paid 10 trillion naira into the consolidated revenue funds. If you are to use the autonomous FX market, the official FX market, that is $6 billion. And I'm not even sure those monies actually came in the real sense of it. And we are there expecting us to clap. Come on, guys, let's look at Petrobras. Petrobras controls and manages 15 billion barrels reserve, unlike NNPC that sits on top of 37 billion barrels reserve of Nigeria. Petrobras in 2022 paid taxes and royalties of 276 billion Brazilian real, Brazilian currency, equivalent of $44 billion. Please go and fact check me. Petrobras paid as taxes and royalties to the Brazilian government over $44 billion US. In just this 2023, they paid over 39.8, no, they paid $40 billion into the Brazilian coffers as royalties and taxes. Today, Petrobras in 2023 did turnover of $121 billion and profit of $36 billion. Profit after tax. Profit after taxation of $36 billion after paying taxes and royalties of over $40 billion. And not only that, they also returned over $6 billion US into the Brazilian economy as their share of equity in the outfit. Why is Petrobras today on crude oil reserve of $15 billion? Total asset size is $171 billion. Total annual turnover is $121 billion. Profit after tax is $36 billion. Why is the Petrobras that is sitting on half of, less than half of the crude oil reserve that we have in Nigeria, doing 5-6 times, what is that? 6 times better than NNPC? And I will explain to you. You see, we need to end this charade. We need to see, I am so angry because the National Assembly has become a caricature and a mockery of what it means to be a National Assembly. The Nigerian media, both those in the print, mainstream media, and even those who are supposed to be members of the 4th Estate of the Realm, are caricatures of what it means to be a media group because they are not even interrogating and asking the right question. NNPC has no business doing the kind of thing they are doing today. What did the Brazilians do? And that is the root of the matter. Now, Brazilians are no more honest than Nigerians. Brazilian government discovered that to allow their national oil corporation to remain under public sector control, the way we have NNPC. NNPC today is owned 100% by the Ministry of Finance Incorporated and Ministry of Petroleum. All of them are public sector things. And they are supervised by the executive arm and National Assembly. See, anybody who is a Nigerian and who has been alive old enough to know his level, knows that the level of public sector corruption in Nigeria is such that even makes Satan grin with envy. What did the Brazilians do? Brazilians sold down 72% of their public shares to private investors, both local and private, and the government retained only 28%, and they listed it on the floor of the exchange. That is why you see them. There's efficiency, there's transparency, there's accountability. Go and check the shareholders of Brazil. You can't come and tell them stories. If we desire to get the NNPC to work more efficient than Petrobras, to be as efficient as Aramco, we need to do this. And see, we cannot stop talking. See, the current arrangement is a convoluted den of criminality. We know it. How is it that every successive president have refused to do the right things that other people have done? We need to sell down as a matter of urgency. 70% of the shareholding combined of the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, Ministry of Petroleum should be sold down. 30% to 3 core investors, 10%. 3 core investors with technical capacity, with deep financial capacity in the oil and gas sector. Then the remaining 40% should be sold to Nigerians, and new NNPC will be listed on the floor of the exchange, Nigerian Stock Exchange and London Stock Exchange, dual listing or even New York Stock Exchange, and they will do an IPO of $20 billion. Under this transparent framework NNPC in terms of ownership and structure and corporate governance arrangement, will become so efficient. We will invest in new technology. All these stories of crude oil disappearing, it will be a thing of the past. New investments will come in. See, under this new arrangement, there's no way we will not attract $20 billion into this oil and gas annually. New rigs, new technology, a lot of things, new wells will spring up, even new explorations. But as long as we just keep on doing this caricature thing, Mele will stand before the National Assembly and tell them, come and boost stories. Of course, those ones are not even there to interrogate him and ask questions. They are there to collect their own shares. And that is what they do. They are there to further their own interests, pursue contrasts, try and see how they can ingratiate themselves, mutual ingratiations. He robs their back, they rob his back, and Nigeria continues to decay. And that is the truth. What is so difficult about this? The only public corporation in Nigeria that is continuously and constantly paying dividend is Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas. Even that one is not working efficiently. It's not even utilizing up to 69% of its capacity because there is no gas provision. And the federal government is not even doing anything to shore up gas supply to that place, to enable even them meet 100% capacity of their nameplate and then even expand. Russia is embroiled with mutual economic war with the West. Africa is the next. Nigeria is actually one of the destinations for gas supply for the West. And our governments and those who purport to govern and lead us are not seeing the bigger picture. For NNPC to work, forget this thing they're doing. See, we keep on wasting our time. We need to do this. And the earlier we do it, though, the better for us. And for those social media urchins and bandits that I've seen their postings everywhere, they are clapping for what? Let us even assume that $6 billion came in. Do you compare $6 billion with Petrobras that did $40 billion in tax and royalties and $6.8 billion as payment in the Federal Federation account for just 28% shareholding? They do 2.3 million barrels every day consistently on a crude oil reserve of 15 billion barrels. Are we not ashamed of ourselves as a country? Are we not ashamed to be allowing this caricature, this mess, and these guys, they stand? Are we not ashamed? God have mercy on us. God, what kind of country is this? What kind of country is this? What kind of
No, Mecca, don't give yourself headache. You've asked the right questions. Let me now conclude with the following. Who is the Minister of Petroleum? Figure it out. Who was the Minister of Petroleum in the last dispensation when they were stealing more than we were even, And since 2 years now, who is the Minister of Petroleum? I beg, the day when we were ready, we know. For now, we know ready. Make a no just knock on Akbako. Make a, in the spirit of this Friday Hangout, let me for once give you, some of you, some good news. The Landmark guy, the Landmark Event Center, the Landmark Resort in Lagos. His business was touched when the coastal highway came. Though the Minister of Transport, the Minister of Transport has come out to say that, Minister of Works, David Mahi, has come out to say that that is not correct, that they only took 5 meters away from his, from his property, which belongs to the federal government. But he had the following to say: I'm going somewhere.
What was your initial reaction to demolition?
So, let's put this into perspective. So Landmark consists of 3 parts.
Okay.
There's our business, our leisure, and our lifestyle. Right? So effectively, what was demolished was our leisure business. Right?
Okay.
Was the leisure element of Landmark, which, I'm not going to undermine that. It's a significant part of both our revenue and our physical infrastructure and our business, right? Mm-hmm. But it was leisure business. The initial reaction, these things are tough, right? You go through those 5 stages of grief. The first reaction when you hear about it is shock, right? And then that shock slowly turns into anger. Then you realize that anger doesn't really help, and you turn into, I think it's called bargaining. You begin to negotiate, right? And then depending on how that comes out, you start feeling quite, I was going to use the term depressed, but not in the clinical term, but, you're concerned and, you feel just deprived of natural justices, right? And then at some stage you have to accept it and move on, right? So I went through all those 5 stages. Obviously, there were a lot of surprises, but at the end of the day, you say, first of all, you ask yourself, how does something like this just happen? Yeah. And then you go through those emotions and you think, well, surely common sense will prevail, right? And then when that doesn't prevail, you sort of figure out and say, so what am I going to do now, right? And then you either lie down and cry or you get up and go.
Wow.
Okay. So that's it. Now, Landmark says that they woke up one day, and the rest is history, what you had there. On the other hand, I'm doing this so that no party, not the minister, not Landmark, no one should accuse me of favoring the other, right? So let's look at this dispassionately now. Then before we arrive at our destination, because would they go somewhere? Would they go somewhere? Now somewhere would they go? So let's get this one in. And here was the minister responding to what he said.
As I'm concerned, there is no problem along the Landmark issue. All the properties of Landmark, they are saved. I visited him last night, and I looked at the infrastructure, and the people were banding figures. He said that 12,000 jobs will be lost. No single job will be lost because no property is lost. What probably will be lost is people that stray to the beach area to play, and so we'll be losing visitors. But I've offered him free consultancy whereby he can create his beach up, and then have a more facade than that, So, but what is troubling me is, I don't know the owner of the property, but the director took me there, and that is at the Chenage 1+300, I did not envisage that the White House was going to go. And I'm still looking at it, because if the White House is to be saved, it means that somebody's property will be taken up. And I cannot make that promise unless the person that has the properties and field over a number of meters says, yes, you can make that decision, because finances will also be involved. And so that's the much I can say. So Landmark has no property loss. It has no employment lost.
So in one hand, Landmark is saying that monies were lost, businesses, and the minister is saying nothing was lost. So now their word against this. I've tried reaching out to see if join me in my State of the Nation broadcast, so that we can have conversations around this, to probe and ask these questions as to what exactly is the real deal now. However, good news is that Landmark is now moving part of its business to Enugu. The popular Nike resort in Enugu, Landmark, 2 days ago, finally signed a deal with the Enugu state government led by Dr. Peter Mbah. And if I tell you, if what they've done in Lagos is anything to go by, if you've ever been to Nike Resort, and considering that this is going to be a 35-year lease, if they really bring in, some dollars, pounds to invest in there, man, that means now any one of you flying in from America, rather than to go to Marrakesh or go to Dubai, you can actually fly down to Enugu. Just pick a taxi, 10 minutes drive, max 15 minutes drive, without traffic, you are the Nike. Sometimes when we say that, amongst all the Southeast governors, it appears that we have only 2 that we know. I think we have 2 governors that we know. Others we are still watching them. it appears that Enugu and Abia are the only ones that, I don't know, you tell me whether you agree that, if that is the case, I don't know. But let's look at Landmark.
Paul Onivie, I'm the Group Chief Executive and Managing Director of Landmark Group.
Congratulations on what we just witnessed today. Can we know what we have to expect from Landmark Group in terms of elevating the current star level of results to maybe a higher star rating?
Thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to thank, obviously, the good people of Enugu State. But most importantly, I'd like to thank His Excellency the Governor, my Honourable Commissioner, who's been instrumental to us being here. We feel there's a big opportunity, not just because the state is a progressive state, but there's a big opportunity. On the basis that Enugu State very much can become the tourism and hospitality capital of the Southeast and probably of Nigeria. Regarding specifically Nike Lake Resort, I grew up, or I came to university in Enugu, and as I was leaving university, that resort was opening. At the time, it was by far the best resort in the country. It's our view that we can return it back to that state. So we very much look forward to the next few years and show what we can do in terms of moving the needle, not just on jobs and employment, but on providing a world-class tourism and hospitality platform for all the people in the region and in the state to enjoy.
Okay, you've had it. So the Nike Lake Resort that many of you that you're going to know is going to be, as they say, when one door closes, another door opens. You can invest wherever you want, but I think, for many of us who prefer to travel through the Enugu airport for international travels, it means a lot. And for many of you in the diaspora who wish to come home and who normally come home through that route, is also a thing of joy to know that whenever that is finished. And there are other couple of things happening in Enugu. I wouldn't, I learned that the smart schools are up and running. I learned that the Holy Ghost Park, fantastic photos that is, that you can see from Enugu. But hey, like I said sometime last week in my, my first stream for the year. Like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be in Enugu when I'll try as much as possible when the governor is going to be 2 years in office, and I will try and see if I can get an audience with him, go around the state, if possible, most of the SC states, go around there, understand and see for myself what is happening. I've seen pictures people have shared in the Holy Ghost Park that Quickly, let me share some of the pictures people have shared. These are not my pictures. These are the ones that I've seen on Twitter, for instance, the ones people have shared. And, but until I carry my own leg, go there, then see it myself. You understand what I mean? Until I carry my own leg, go there, see it myself, then I'll begin to say, this is what I saw, my people, this is what I saw. But from the pictures so far seen, I honestly think that, when that land was taken, a lot of people started saying that, that the government was going to basically use that land, not for anything. I look at these things. I don't want to criticize yet, but I think the aesthetics of it, I've used this brick before, Proda, to build a house in Nigeria. I do not think that the finishing, let's not dwell on that, but the finishing is not top notch anyway. But in whole, you can see it's not entirely like the Lagos Oshodi terminal, but it's a total departure from what we used to know, right? It's like now an airport. But when looking at it at the ground floor, I say now, wow, I can already see that we're going to have a problem here. I'll give you less than 10 years, this tower, because this is a place that will have high density of traffic. I can tell you that this tower appears to me to be something that within a couple of years, the top layer will wear off. And I've said this for those who follow me for a long time. This is, I think, the counter. I've said to us that I don't know why we do this in Nigeria. When we build public places, we use materials that are meant for low traffic areas. But when we build our own houses, we use materials that are meant for public places. Example is marbles. Marbles. Nobody builds houses in Europe and America and using marbles and the kitchen on the floor, right, or anywhere apart from the worktop or your toilet top, right, your bathroom top. That's where people use marble. One would have expected that a higher quality of material would have been used. I'm just saying what I've seen, so I'm neither here nor there. But what I'm saying in essence is, from the Nigerian standard of doing things, it appears for the Southeast that the governor of Enugu State and the governor of Abia State, and hopefully before May 29, I, with my team this time around, I hope to be visible, that I will be joining them to visit these states. We'll be telling them that we will come. The ones that will allow us to come will come. The ones that won't, I already know the ones that won't allow. If I tell them, say, I won't come, I already know the one that will. They will tell DSS, you see that man? Catch him. Break him leg. If you know the state I'm talking about, you can put it in the comments section. Anyway, I think it's quite, I think it's a good thing that I think it's a good thing that the landmark is going to Enugu State to develop the waterfront at the Nike Lake there, right? There's a Nike resort. And one would also hope that something similar happens in Abia State, because there is assumably waterfront as well. Anambra, we have the Anambra waterfront. At least let us pump enough sand and create beach for us, but not beach where dog will be shitting and goat will be doing business too, and we cannot clear them. In a place that, charge us money. We are ready to pay money now. We are ready. We don't want to be traveling to Zanzibar, Spain, Portugal. We want to spend our money here if these kidnappers allow us. I'll end on this note. In my state of Anambra, it's been a harrowing experience where relatives were kidnapped in the last couple of, about 3 weeks ago. And to the glory of God, they have they've been released after ransom was paid. Well, that's the state thing we're in. But like I said, the good news for me is that the states appear to have woken up, and these individuals were sent to their maker. These individuals were sent to their maker. Let me share this. Only one picture, right? Only one picture. And that happened yesterday, so that you guys know that. Because honestly, I hate no one, but all I want is a place that functions. Because if we have something If things work, that's all we ask for. We not say make una do anything. All we ask for if where things work. That's all. That's all. No be fight. Where things work. Let's see if I can get there. The picture no Grisly. Sorry. Blah said the picture. The picture self live don't tire. Right? So but if you go to my Twitter page, I believe at Mazes, okay, you will see the videos I shared earlier, because I got those pictures and videos early hours of this morning, I think around 2:33, so, and I quickly tweeted them there, so you can basically look at those pictures on my Twitter timeline. On that note, I say thank you once more for joining me for my first Friday Hangout. And then I didn't forget that whenever we do Friday Hangout, we always have something in the cup to drink, because it's a hangout where we look at serious issue with a tease of humor. Either way, whether humor, whether humorous, but either way, we still know that we haven't forgotten where we were. As Professor Yemi Osibanjo will say, we know the reason that brought us where and the reason that brought us where we are. Nothing brought us here than Buhari and his APC gang that really took us from top to bottom. On that note, I say, may we not again go from top to bottom.
ABC Nigeria, from top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom.
This one I say, don't stumble it. I'm doing water. Everything.
La 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 la.